inside of a recently sanitized gym. Welcome on into Penn High School, where we have Del Val boys basketball coming up in just 15 minutes. I'm Ray Dunn, joined by Rap Curry here on SFPN. And to start, we've got a lot to cover. A lot has happened since a game has been played in this gym. Can you tell me a little bit about the work that has gone into making this game happen?
It has been a lot of work, and I just want to thank everybody for putting the time in to work together so that we can bring this opportunity back to our young people. But it's been a lot of work, and it's been difficult to try to get all the processes for the protocol and for, trying to also get all the basketball stuff ready to go as well. So it's been difficult.
Absolutely, and a lot of the protocols that have been put in place. Can you go into detail about what it took to get everyone inside this gym and how we're going to continue to enforce those COVID-19 protocols to safeguard the athletes and us?
Yes. Well, the hardest thing is we're in a small gym, so we only can hold about 800 people, the way we're set up. So we're having 80 people in here, which means we only have a few guests that are from the Penn home team, varsity, and outside that is just the teams and the staff. And we're trying to control it that way. None of the teams can use the locker room, so they have to come dressed. And then we work on trying to break it down after games so we can get uniforms and have them washed. But it's a difficult process, and it's not easy. And we're trying to go through every step, and it's one of those things where we know there's a little bit of practice to it, but we have been practicing.
And we're talking about the start of a high school basketball season in January. It seems crazy, the idea in any other world that we'd be starting high school basketball in January. Usually late November is when the start happens. Obviously, it's going to have an impact on the schedule. How many games are you expecting to get in this season, and what is the schedule going to look like?
Yes, and I'm working with this new mask I'm trying. I thought it would be easier, but it's sliding off my nose with the headset. We're going to have 14 winter games, 6 for the boys basketball, 6 for the girls, and then 2 wrestling matches here. So that'll be all the games we have here, including tonight. And then there's a possibility 1 or 2 may get added, but that'll be it. And then we'll have an alternate fall season where all of our fall sports will participate. And so they'll get an opportunity to play as well. So that'll be football, soccer, volleyball, boys and girls soccer. What am I forgetting about? Cross country. And I'm forgetting about somebody. They're going to blame me. And then we know how the spring team. So we're really going to run pretty much like almost 5-6 months straight of games 6 days a week.
Wow.
And whether it's home or away. And it's going to be an incredible challenge, but we're up to it. And it's for the kids.
Absolutely. And as a former cross-country runner, I'm glad you remembered cross-country there. And
yes,
obviously these games and these streams that we're on take work. They take a lot of help. A lot of help needs to go into making these things happen. How can people interested in helping out make these things go on reach out and get a part of this?
Yes, this has been a unique situation, and I've been able to leverage my situation with SFBN and partner with them. We don't have our own program, so we kind of started through athletics, and the guys we had last year were incredible. But I had a lot of girls come up to me, it's like, I want to get involved. And so we're using this opportunity to advertise it. So you can reach me. I email you guys, so I'm on the William Penn site. If you email me at rcurry@WilliamPennSD, I will get back to you. And what we're going to do is actually train you, and you'll actually learn how to shoot the games. You'll learn how to produce them. We'll run the board. You'll learn how do we do the editing and the commercials. And this is the things that a lot of other schools and students get prior to going to campus. My daughter's a communications major, and one of the things they talked about were how some schools already had kids already knew how to work the equipment, and that was one of the learning things. So we're trying to build off the field opportunities as well, and this is one of them. So get involved in this. This is a life skill. Athletics is a platform for us, whether it's on the court and on the field or off of it. There's so many jobs in it, just like mine is a job that is outside of it, yours. So we're trying to build those opportunities and give our kids experiences that may not come through our neighborhood.
Absolutely, and you can tell at Temple, where I go, when people come from a program that does stuff like you guys being able to pull off, just how far ahead you are and how much closer you are to getting in that professional realm.
Yes.
So very exciting what's going on here in terms of off the field. And now finally, we are about 20 minutes away from tip-off here. It's been a trying year. There's still a pandemic ravaging across the country. What do you think basketball is going to be able to provide, and sports really as a whole here, is going to be able to provide for these students and this community, which has been through a lot?
I think that, I would have teased you a little bit about your Temple Mass being a St. Joe's guy, but we've been so bad in basketball right now.
I grew up a St. Joe's guy, so we can go over that.
I can't say much right now because we're struggling. But sports is the reason why Penwood is here. We are a very diverse community. And one of the reasons we were all coming together was through athletics. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people want to talk about education, and so do I. I think it's all a big part of education. But the athletics that we have in our community is phenomenal. We currently have 18 Division I and Division II student athletes right now. And nobody in that count was Player of the Year. We just have a good platform. We prepare our kids athletically and academically, and they stick when they get to school. And we want kids to understand this platform that is here because we need opportunities. I saw a great thing yesterday. The lady that sang, who did her live poetry, Amanda, yesterday, Gordon, I think it was, and she was phenomenal. And it's all about having opportunities and platforms to showcase your skill. And that's what Penwood is for us. That's what sports is for us. Basketball has been one of the big things. Basketball, track, football. We've had a lot of students come from there, and we're trying to continue to keep building that. We're in a place where we don't have all the equipment, all of the things that we need to be competitive with the schools around us. Only a mile or two away. No fields, no tracks, but we continue to build, and we're working on that. And I'm part of a group right now that's meeting that goes from people from the 80s, like my good friend Lee Riverell, all the way to kids in 2009, 2010, who are bringing resources together so that we can figure out how we can build a facility here to continue this legacy. It's a legacy, and I'm happy to be part of it. I'm one of the few people that's got to watch people perform over the years, and basketball is one of our platforms, and we're going to continue to keep working at and developing it, just like all the other sports, and just help kids find ways to get into school at a cheaper rate.
All right, well, you said it best right there. We're getting things going here. We're getting things underway. The legacy will be carried on as we get ready here. Again, we are just under 20 minutes away from tip-off here. Are you excited for some basketball?
Yeah, thank you very much. And I just want to say you guys are going to be joined by Justin, who is a Penwood alum, former Division I baseball player and coach here. And he loves it. He loves doing this. I probably would talk to you more, but Justin, this is what he does, so I'm happy to share that with him. And we just want to thank everybody. We're sorry you can't be here, and we appreciate you guys. And keep supporting us, keep subscribing. We want to thank all the people that have supported us so far in our ventures. Our doctors have done it. We've had food banks that have supported money. Bargain Outlet has supported us. We need more support to keep offering things to our kids, so we thank you for that. My Penwood community that comes to the games, we miss you guys, but come and join us. And to a couple that I've missed their birthdays over the last few weeks because I've been busy, happy birthday to you, right? That's a shout out to you, Tammy. All right, I'll see you guys soon, and good luck and enjoy.
All right, we'll come right back here in just about 15 minutes. It'll be tip-off between Chichester and Penwood. I'll be on the call. I'm Ray Dunn, and I'll be joined by Justin in just a couple minutes. Again, Del Val basketball coming your way on SFBN. Inside of a recently sanitized gym at Penwood High School, I'm Ray Dunn, joined by Justin Watson, and we're going to bring you all the action tonight as Chichester is traveling to take on Penwood in Del Val boys basketball action. It's a late start to the season. There's a pandemic going on across the world. A lot has gone into making tonight possible. Justin, we've got basketball underway. What can you say about the process that's gone into making this night happen, and how excited are you for this?
Well, I think it's probably been nothing short of amazing that we actually have a season to even talk about here with everything that's been going on. Basketball season in high school usually starts around Thanksgiving time with the practices and stuff like that. And here we go, and closing in on midway, halfway through January, and we're only onto our second game here. But that's just credit to the state, credit to the county, credit to all the athletic directors that have been able to work hard around the clock really to make this happen. And hopefully we're going to make this a successful season with all things being considered.
As we talked to Rap Curry just a couple minutes ago, about everything that went into this, and obviously right now it's been difficult just to get these teams into the gym, just to get them into practice time. As they try and take the floor and get this season underway, what are you looking for early on from teams that haven't been in the gym? What's the feel going to be like of the game tonight?
Well, see, a lot of times when you have some teams that are really early in the season, a lot of times they're filling out their game plans. They're going through the motions, trying to see what works for them, what works against certain opponents, certain defenses, things of that nature. With this being the second game in 2 days that these guys are seeing each other, they're somewhat familiar, but I'm sure the Coach Lindemann and Coach Jones are going to be putting little wrinkles in the game plan from something they saw Tuesday night to make a difference in tonight's game.
And clearly Coach Jones, Coach Lindemann, very, very familiar with the way each other plays the game, has their teams play, having worked together for so long here at Penwood, about 5 years ago. And now to Penwood, what they're looking to do tonight, what are you expecting to see out of the Patriots early season? They hadn't been in the gym for nearly 10 months. They had barely really been able to get together. Coach Lindemann said that they had been on Zooms weekly. They've been trying to chat, really trying to keep together like everyone during this pandemic. What do you see from them as the game gets going tonight?
Well, it's going to be interesting because coming off the season that they had last year where they were District 1 runners-up, this year, they're a little younger. They're a younger team. They still have to find each other, still have to find their niche within their game and playing with each other. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how Coach Lindemann, what he put together to get these guys comfortable within their situations and with each other, and with the shortened time that they've had to prepare, what they'll be doing to counteract the difficulties that they've had early on in the season with the Zooms and stuff like that. Teams have to find new ways right now to build chemistry, and right now it's virtually. And we've never had to do that before in really the history of sports. So great, kids can do great things, and all these kids out here are great, and they are overcoming something that none of us have ever really had to deal with before, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do it.
And you alluded to it earlier, 53-51, Chichester took down Penwood just 2 nights ago to get this season underway. The teams back playing each other, a little bit of a home-and-home action early on in terms of what they saw in that game. And I heard a lot of execution problems from both sides, kind of what we're saying, early season basketball. What do you expect to see from Chichester, and what do you think they pulled away from that Game 1 victory?
Well, I'm expecting to see Chichester come out here and really be aggressive and really try to assert their will against Penwood, knowing that they beat Penwood just 2 days ago. And, they're coming out and they have that in their pocket. And Penwood also has that in the back of their head. So, if something starts to go wrong with Penwood, I would expect to see Chichester really put on the pressure. And just to really kind of try to kick them while they're down in a sense. But Penwood is also going to come out and try to assert their dominance and show them, like the other night, it's an anomaly. We can do this too, and we're going to show you that we can do this.
Absolutely. We are just moments away from lineups here. We've got the two teams line up, getting ready to go, and then we'll get the anthem, and then we'll get started for this game. Again, the matchup between Chichester and Penwood last couple seasons have been pretty even back and forth in terms of the way these two teams have played each other. And really, since Coach Clyde Jones got there, it's been an interesting dynamic in the way these two teams match up. The history there, what do you think goes through each side's head as they match up?
Well, anytime you see Coach Clyde Jones in this gym, it's always a special time because it takes you back to the state championship years when we were having a lot of fun. And Matt Lindemann being an understudy of Coach Jones, they kind of know each other a lot. So you always expect to see good games between the two teams, no matter what the records are. And that's what you saw the other night. The feeling of nostalgia, the feeling of the state championship season, the district championship season, those things are always going to be in the back of their minds. But these guys know each other very well. They know what they're going to do. And it's all about these kids getting ready to execute the plans that are put in front of them.
Absolutely, and you're seeing the lineups being announced right now for Chichester. Josh Hankins getting announced right there. Mazin Saeed getting announced as well as they continue to go through the starters. Number 4, Ramir McDowell coming up. And there you go, number 10 right there, Usman Fofana. And finally, the last starter for the Eagles, Isaiah Diggs. That's your starting 5 again. It's Hankins, McDowell, Fofana, Diggs, and Saeed coming in for Chichester. Now for the home team, the Patriots. Samia Maschenberg doing the first one up off the bench. And now getting announced, number 13, Makai Shillingsford. Getting a little bit of energy into the building, even though we are distance and silent. Again, only 80 people allowed inside this gym. Naeem Pernell announced now, number 20, Sayo Kenneth. And finally, rounding out that starting lineup, number 3, Abdullah Dublin. So those are starting 5s on both sides for these two teams. Chichester and Penn about to get started, and we'll bring you the national anthem. Tip-off coming up here from Penwood High School as the Patriots play host to the Chichester Eagles. The two squared off just 2 nights ago. Chichester coming out with a 53-51 victory to start off this Del Val season. Again, I'm Ray Dunn, joined by Justin Watson. Got a fantastic night of basketball coming your way here on SFBN. And now, Justin, it's been a bit of a layoff. No sports here at Penwood for quite a while. They've got a plan to make everything go in the next 5 to 6 months. We talked to Rap Curry about that. For you, just seeing sports again in the community real quick before we get to tip-off, what does it mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, sports are very important in this community. It's very important to this school. A lot of these guys are sitting at home not having the contact that they're used to having. And seeing sports and seeing this tip-off here tonight, it's a big deal, and I'm just happy to see it.
And that tip-off will be between Usman Fofana and number 13, Makai Shillingsford. We are ready to get underway. And we're going to chase that one down and win the tip. Dublin got the tip, passing off to Messensburg, and we are underway here at Penwood. Quick knocked away there, steal made. That's number 4, Ramir McDowell with a quick steal.
And as you can see early on, Chichester looking to put the pressure on the ball. Penwood trying to show what their game plan is going to be, see how they can dominate the ball on defense.
I caught up with Chichester assistant coach Tom Amoroso the other day to talk about this team. He said McDowell is this one floater, does not go, rebound by Chichester, and now Fofana has it in the paint. Kicking on out, Hankins look for him to score the ball, but McDowell himself, their best on-the-ball defender. He's going to do that all night. He's going to be up in the face of the ball carrier as he crosses over and takes it towards the lane, kicks it out. He'll get the ball back up on the wing. And from the corner, Diggs, shot blocked, sent right back by Shillingsford.
Chichester being very patient running their offense here. They've had 3 possessions on this one time down court, being very, very patient running their offense.
And there's a step back, McDowell, no good, off the back of the rim, gets his rebound, working into the paint, loose ball is going to be picked up, and now you got Penwood on the run. Good find right there. Sio Kenneth finishes it off on the dish from Massenburg.
Yeah, absolutely. Penwood looking to push the tempo early on in this game. That was a great job by Massenburg with the finish.
Now McDowell bringing it down again. Nearly has it swiped away, but we get a whistle. We are going to get our first foul of the night. That one's going to go against Massenburg. Hankins going to inbound it and finds McDowell. McDowell has his pocket picked, and once again, Massenburg running towards the rim. They're going to get a foul call there.
That's going to happen when you don't get your body between the ball and the defender there. Easy pickings for Massenburg there. And also able to draw the foul down court.
Massenburg doing a good job early, nagging McDowell up top. Penwood, we'll see what they get in a half-court offense. This one from the corner knocks it down. Massenburg with the 3.
Massenburg looking to do some big things early on in this game. Looks like he's feeling good. Got a steal, couple of steals and an early 3-pointer. See what he does rest of the game.
Chichester looking for a response, down 5-0 quickly. Hankins, volume score for them. They were able to really contain him. Penwood was the other night. Only got 2 points. Rough day from the field. Ooh. Gonna get a foul call right there as Saeed just got swiped coming across.
I like what I see from Chichester early on here, staying patient, looking to run their offense. They're kind of looks like they're very confident in their play.
Now Hankins getting a run at it, puts the shot up, no good. Rolling around the rim. Rebound for number 10. That's Purnell. And Purnell on the other end answers with a 3 from the wing. An early 8-0 lead for Penwood.
I see Penwood's looking, they can shoot from the outside. They wouldn't do that early. Amount a nice little lead early on in this game.
Now it's Chichester trying to respond. This one from deep, Hankins off the mark. Rebound, Kenneth. Will try and dribble out, get across the half court, pressure. And just moving a little bit too fast there. It'll be a turnover by Penwood.
That pass might came in a little bit too late for him to be able to handle the ball right there in that situation. Might want to give that ball up just a tick earlier, give him enough room to make the play, catch the ball and make the play. Of course, when you're getting your big man, you want to get up a little higher too. Don't want him to work too much on catching the pass.
Now Hankins working his way to the rim, floater blocked. Shillingsford does it again. Protecting the rim at all costs. Now Penwood with the early 8-0 lead as we work to the midway point of this first quarter. Tried a little pick and roll action. To no avail, but we do get the foul call. And they are going to get Saeed with the foul.
Chichester very high on Mazin Saeed. Think he's got a very bright future, the sophomore point guard. Staying at 6 foot tall. There he gets called for the foul. And now the corner three. That one is short off the rim. A good offensive board. The putback goes. Purnell with another 2. He's up to 5 points. And a 10-0 lead now for the Patriots. Good dish. Just cannot go. Dribbles it off his foot. Diggs had the positioning. Unable to go up with it.
Coming out early on in this game, we're seeing Penwood assert what they want to do defensively early on and really taking that momentum from the other night away from Chichester.
And Chichester wanted to set the tempo, really come in here and dictate the way this game is going to be played. Right now, not the case. Penwood all over them. There is a good steal. And Fofana coming down the court, and he slams it home. A steal and score. Still 10-2 in favor of Penwood.
In that situation, that happened because once the guard from Penwood picked up his dribble, nobody came to help him out. He didn't want to pick up his dribble in that situation.
Now on the other end, we have a foul. Penwood trying to respond to that dunk. Guzman Fofana giving us...
Not a bad way to get your first 2 points of the game, right?
No, not at all. He had 10 and 7 the other night. Also had 5 blocks in that game. Very athletic, can get up. Now the first free throw coming here from Shillingsford is off the mark. We'll look one more time at that dunk. Look at Fofana get up. Smooth. You can tell that one's been done before.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It looked like he was very comfortable going up with that dunk. Unfortunately, I've never been that comfortable dunking the ball.
No.
Or dunking the ball at all.
Yeah, that looks like me on the mini net. No one wants to watch that, though. His second free throw off the mark. Empty trip. Chichester getting it back for Fofana. Working the way to the rim again. That's another 2.
Looks like they're trying to work the ball over to Fofana. He's got the first 4 points of the game for Chichester. Look like he might be feeling really good right now.
Smooth getting to the rim there, and a steal made. Saeed working with Hankins. Now back to Hankins. Kick to the corner, McDowell. McDowell out to the corner. Hankins open look from 3. Got it. And what was once 10-0 is now 10-7. A timeout for Penwood.
7-0 run here, and here you go. Penwood coming down. He looks to go around his back, but loses the ball. The team doesn't get back on defense, and as you see right here, they kick it out to the shootout from the outside. He's able to get to the paint, kick it back out. 3 goes up, bounces around, goes in, and that's when Coach Matt Lindeman said he's seen enough. 7-0 run is something that he didn't want to see right now, starting out with a 10-0 lead. And now it's a 3-point game. That's not what you want to see. Chichester has got the momentum back on their side.
And that was really quick. I was looking up at the scoreboard. It was about 4:18 left when it was 10-0. It's only 3:02, about a minute 15 seconds. It's been a 7-0 run, so clearly Lindeman wants to take the timeout and get things back on track. That last possession, though, from Chichester, talk about working it for not a good shot, but a great shot. I had multiple opportunities where I thought I was about to give a call of a shot, and they worked the pass around, made it one more, and get that good look to Hankins.
They're actually there. They're swinging the ball around a lot, looking for the open shooter, being very patient in their offense. So when you're playing against a young team like Penwood is, and they're trying to find themselves, you can swinging the ball around is going to help open up that shooter, and that's what they're looking to do. Clyde Jones definitely put that in action.
Turnover on the inbound, not what you want out of the timeout. Penwood's going to try and save it, and that's going to go in favor of Penwood. Nearly costly turnover there right out of the timeout.
Samir Massenberg with the save on that.
And once again, working up the press, coming after him. Get to the big man, see what the big man can do. Saeed says, give me that. Going towards the rim, the layup goes. It's now a 9-0 run for the Eagles.
Right now, you see a lot of the youth showing in Penwood as Clyde Jones comes out with the full court press, trying to pressure these young guys from Penwood.
And this is where you can see the practice time of not getting to know how to break the press can come back to haunt you there. Another turnover. And the inbound will go to Saeed.
And absolutely, and if you're familiar with Delvi basketball, that press looks very familiar to a Chester team that is very famous for running their press.
Chichester working around. Saeed finds Hankins. Hankins firing away. Offensive foul.
Ooh.
You have to see early on, really trying to get to Hankins, get him going. He's already got more points in this game, courtesy of that corner three than he had on Tuesday night. But they want to see him really shoot a ton. The green light is on for him every time he touches the ball.
Absolutely, and he can knock it down too. So you got to get a hand in his face. Make sure you're closing out on the shooter.
And still trying to break this press, running right into the double team. That one's Fofana, and he gets another bucket. What once was a 10-0 lead is now an 11-10 deficit. Penwood, and another turnover here. Timeout granted.
And right now, Chichester's putting that pressure on Penwood. You see, when you have a young team, lack of practice, some of these things have not been worked out completely. These are things that by this time of year, as you see with the press here, this is earlier in the game, is get the ball in the middle, but nobody comes to help him out. He's able to get the ball off the window and get the 2 points, and that's when Coach Matt Lindemann was ready to call that timeout. He had seen enough.
Now, if you're Coach Lindemann right now, just trying to gain focus, what are you saying in that huddle?
I'm trying to calm my guys down. Right now, they're in a situation where they're trying to force a lot of things, and guys almost standing around like they're trying to see what develops instead of making something develop. Right now, you want to get them calm, get them back into their game plan, trust in their training, and just relax and play basketball. It's still the same game. You just got to relax and play your game.
With just a little over 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Just join us. There's a 10-0 run to start for Penwood. Chichester now on 11. Oh, run and a wide open look from three. That's Council off the mark. Fofana tried to get the rebound, thought he got away with it, but he was out of bounds.
Fofana's all over the place. He's grabbing rebounds, getting steals, and he's all over the place tonight. You got to do something to get him out of the game. In a sense, you got to put a body on him, make him work hard. At least you can wear him down for later on in the game.
He is an Energizer bunny.
That's a good way to explain it.
Penwood working it into the double there. The pass is out of the press. Good job breaking the press. Good look. Layup just doesn't go. We're going to get travel. Fofana went to grab that board and fell to the ground.
That was the first shot we saw Penwood put up in quite some time, and he missed it. And there was still no boxing out. We're going to box out there. The trouble was called because he fell, of course, but we got to get bodies on bodies out here. Box out and get these rebounds.
The inbound just falling down in the inbound. We're going to get a block on Fofana as it appeared that Maschenberg just ran right into him.
Action kind of slowed down a bit. Chichester's on an 11-0 run. Action slowed down a bit, but looks like Penwood has calmed down just a bit.
Good look to the corner. The three off the mark. Rebound. Offensive board won't go. A lot of tipping around. Not volleyball, it's basketball. As Hankins ends up with it now, bringing it up the floor.
This is where you got to communicate on defense. They're bringing up the ball slow, being patient. You got to communicate if you're Penwood right here on defense.
Penn had up top trying to help get Hankins loose. Hankins step back, jumper, no good off the rim. Fofana again going after the ball. Knocks it out of bounds. It's just everywhere.
That's him again, Fofana right there. We got to box out. We got to look for guys to box out, put bodies on bodies here. Got to get a little bit more aggressive here. And like I said, I'm going to keep harping on it. With the young team, sometimes you got to learn that at this level, those are the things that you have to do. You can't just get by on your athleticism.
Trying to break the press once again. This is Dublin. Dublin has that one taken away by Hankins, throws it off of him. And it's just stagnant, really, on the press break. A lot just standing there.
Yeah, there's a lot of standing around. It's probably something that they're going to address between quarters and especially at halftime. We're probably going to see a lot of that press tonight.
That's Hankins getting the floater to go. He's up to 5 now, so they've been able to get him going to start this one off as Maschenberg works his way down the floor. And now into a double team. Sayu Kenneth backed into a double team in the corner. Take a look at it one more time. Working it now, the person towards the corner, and that'll be a jump ball. And now appears as if Chichester's going to take over now. I believe they're going Penwood.
One thing that's getting Penwood in trouble is a lot of the bigs are putting the ball down low. You want to keep the ball up high if you're a big man in this situation. Both teams are doing it, but got to keep the ball up high. Keep it down, get it down low. Anybody can get to it.
Massenberg working in the corner, tossing across court. Now Dublin pulls up. That one's for two, banks it in.
It's the first bucket Penn has had in about 3 good minutes.
Dublin able to
brings them back to within 1.
Use the backboard to get something. Now Chichester with a quick response. Hankins from 3, that is short. And Penn will go try and respond. Massenberg down, the left-handed layup, no good. Offensive board, the layup is in. That's Bullward for 2.
Sometimes you just need that one shot, just to get back, just to relax a little, get those shoulders loose.
Long 2 blocked. Penwood causing a little bit of havoc. Now this one thrown, turnover. Shot at the buzzer, that one hits the top of the backboard, and that ends the first quarter. It was a tale of some runs there. Penwood ends up on top, though, 14-13. We'll be right back with the second quarter here on SFBN. Welcome back into SFBN. We're here at Penwood High School for a matchup between the Patriots and the Chichester Eagles here in boys basketball. I'm Ray Dunn, joined by Justin Watson. An interesting first quarter. Penwood goes on a 10-0 run to start it. Chichester responds with an 11-0 run. And then it got a little messy there towards the end. What did you see in that first quarter, Justin?
I saw a lot of early game nerves. I saw a lot of pressure by Chichester, putting a lot of pressure on Penwood. Penwood making some mistakes early on in this game and able to rectify those mistakes. So in this second quarter, I think everybody's going to get into their game, and I think we'll see some better basketball.
A turnover from Chichester to start this one off. Dublin trying to find Massenberg. He does, but not towards the rim like he was looking. Massenberg now to the corner. That one's going to go out of bounds. Back-to-back turnovers from these teams to start the quarter. To recap what you saw, it was
it's like having offsetting penalties in football.
Yeah. We'll just wipe the last 20 seconds of this game.
Just repeat it. There you go.
Usman Fofana, 6 points in that opening quarter. Really put his mark on the game for Chichester. Hankins also with 5. Those are leading scorers from the Eagles' end. As this turnaround floater, no good. Board pulled down by Silo Kenneth. A long pass down the court ends up in a turnover. Still looking for the scorer's first points as Chichester takes control. This is Zaire Hancock. Handoff to Hankins. Hankins thought about going up with it, thought better of it. Now a good cut and a good dish, but not able to finish it off.
That was a good cut by the Chichester. Penwood was looking the other way, and he was able to sneak in behind him on that cut.
Massenberg got it.
Boy, did he travel there.
Yeah. Quite close now. A corner 3 off the mark. Board brought down by Massenberg. Layup no good. Able to get some space, not able to finish it off. A minute 30 into this quarter. No scoring as of yet. In the corner, Hankins. Hankins going to move towards the bucket. Dish out to the three-point arc. That's counts off the mark, in and out. And Massenberg had it, dished it. Now Dublin for 2, got it.
A great job with the stop and pop by Dublin there on the corner. That's what you want to get. You want to get into your groove. They were shooting a lot of threes early and they kind of fell in love with it. get closer to the basket now, get some shots to drop, get comfortable back into the game. Defensively, I like to see Penwood get a little more active with their hands.
Dublin's up to 4 points now. Chichester's response coming here. Nice look. The layup is good. That's Diggs with his first 2 of the game.
That was a great look to Diggs on that right there on the block. Ooh, Penwood avoids a disaster right there.
End up going out of bounds. Dublin looked like a wide receiver trying to avoid the sidelines making that catch.
He's here.
We're going to look at
in the corner. With the drive, he sees him right there, gets it between the 2 defenders, and he's able to get the ball up and score. That was a great look by him.
That's a small crack in the window there to fit that in. Wildrick had it, dished it, back to Wildrick. Going to be a travel. Vince Wildrick, sophomore forward. For Chichester had 2 points the other night.
And Chichester looks to be attacking the paint against Penn, but maybe the other night they had a lot of success in the paint. They feel like they can have success again. A lot of their plays have been coming in the paint, and they do have some shooters on their team. And the shooters can open up the paint for them, and they did that in the first quarter. Now it looks like they want to attack the paint, get some points down low, get some high percentage shots.
Yeah, it was a rough shooting night from beyond the arc for Chichester in the season opening win. So definitely looking to get in the paint. This jumper off the mark, offensive board. We'll get a foul.
We want to see a little bit more of that from Penwood as well, getting the boards and getting to the line, trying to get some freebies out here. You got to knock them down.
Kelvin Crawford to the line. It's off on the first. And early on, Shillingsford had an empty trip to the line. Now Crawford up. We've had a considerable amount of fouls, not too many so far, but this is only the second trip to the line for Penwood. You'd like to see them execute on these. They've now 0 for 4, but the offensive board. And Penwood working it around now. Back to the corner. Working into Crawford, using all the 6'7" frame to get the layup to go.
That's a big man down there, using his body down there, creating some space for himself. Able to put one off the glass there, get the 2 points. You got to see a lot more of that from Penwood.
Chichester on the run. Travels. Penwood will get the ball back, and for Crawford, he didn't make the 2 free throws, but his team works hard, gets the offensive board, and he gets rewarded with a nice, easy layup.
And free throws in high school is something that sometimes you don't see them making a whole lot like you do in the pros in college. But especially now in this situation with the pandemic going on and practice times being limited and things like that, you may not see the high percentage free throws that you used to see in high school basketball throughout the years, because they don't get to practice it as much. They don't get to end the practices for like an hour or so just shooting free throws or whatever the case may be. It's a different situation. It's a different season.
I'm curious your thought on this, because the idea of the free throws in the empty gym. Now, would you rather the noise from an opposing crowd during your free throws, or would you rather the eerie silence of a socially distanced gym?
So, personally, I would probably rather the noise, because then I'm not in my own thoughts. When you have the silent gym, you start thinking about things. It's almost like people that watch golf know what's called the Davis Cup, I believe, where the crowd is actually allowed to make noise, and the golfers are comfortable with it because it's consistent. But it's at the time you get a bunch of noise and then all of a sudden it's quiet that will really distract you.
Yeah, I personally would prefer the noise. I think the quiet gym for me would not be good. Now, anyone who's watched me play basketball would tell you putting me on the free throw line is probably not your best bet anyways. If you want to see points scored. As 2 teams out of the timeout. Penwood trying to get something going, one-on-one. Good work to the bucket, couldn't finish. Offensive board could not finish. Still a loose ball. Third chance, no good, but we'll get some free throws. That's Naeem Purnell. We'll get 2 at the line.
See if he can knock these down. 0 for 4 from the foul line right now. You definitely want to get these free throws taken care of, because it could mean the difference in the ball game.
First one from Purnell, just short. And Penwood holding that 18-15 lead, closing out midway through this second quarter.
And it's tough at this age when you miss one. You often put more pressure on yourself to make the next one. It's a lonely feeling missing a free throw in front of the gym, you know, and it's pressure. And at this age, it's very tough.
Able to put that second one in.
There you go.
Nothing but net. Made the correction. Saw he was a little short. He bent the knees a little bit. Gave a little more.
Absolutely, and maybe that can relax his shoulders a little bit. He can knock a couple shots down. Sometimes it only takes one to go through for you to really be able to relax and get into your groove.
Chichester down the other way. An open jumper. Knocking it down. That's number 20, Trey Barkley, for the bucket. And a steal now by Chichester. Saeed working around a floater. Gets it to go. I think the team was curious about the number of steps.
A lot of moving parts to get that ball in, but he was able to make it happen.
He's up to 4 points, and this game's tied. Another turnover, a steal there. McDowell able to get to it. He's running down the floor, tries to find a Hankins, and nearly lose it. Hankins controlling now on the wing. Finds McDowell. We're going to get a foul before that.
And he had dribbled down into the corner. That got him in trouble. He had nowhere to go with the ball, and he had to steal here with the crossover into the paint. A lot of moving parts. He lost the ball, got it back, and was able to get it in. Little kiss off the rim, off the glass for 2 points.
I think it was a good no call there on the official's part. McDowell now in the corner, firing away off the mark. Tough angle there, right in front of us.
Yeah, we're in the shoebox here at Penwood. It's the shoebox. We're right on top of the players.
And Massenberg just attacking the rim with a foul call. We'll send him to the line. Knotted up at 19. There's one for Massenberg.
That's what you like to see. When your teammates knock one down, sometimes it relaxes the whole team. You're able to knock more free throws down. Sometimes, like I said, I keep saying it, sometimes it just takes one.
And knocks the second. He's up to 5 points. Amir McDowell bringing it up for the Eagles. They trail by 2, won the first game between these two by 2. McDowell now in trouble. Trying to work it back to him. Good job cutting that one off. That's Sayo Kenneth.
That was a great job by Sayo getting back into position to make that play.
Kenneth nearly reaped the rewards on the other end. Massenberg found him. He's not able to finish though. Hankins running down the floor. We're going to get a foul call before anything happens.
Coach Matt Lindemann giving some orders out there. Coaches never stop coaching, I tell you that. Never stop coaching.
And good cut to the basket. A foul called as Sair Hancock went up to try and finish that one in the paint. That's really his game. He's attacking downhill. That's the way he's going to get his buckets. They said he's been really, really good in practice and what they've been able to see to him so far. They're excited to see how he translates that to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one that you want to kind of force him to shoot outside, because if he gets near the bucket, he's going to knock it down. So you want to keep him away from the high percentage shots, because he's money near the basket.
And Kenneth going to check out and bring Borward back in. Borward had himself a game in the opening. 6-man off the bench, 14 points to lead the Patriots as Hancock knocks down the second. We're all knotted back up at 21.
And for people that know the shoebox, the Penwood cheerleaders out here, they don't have the entire squad out there, but they're making a lot of noise, and I'm sure the cheerleader alumni will be proud to hear about that, because it's not a full gym, of course, due to the pandemic.
Yep.
But the cheerleaders are still making it hard to hear.
Absolutely.
They're doing their job.
Performed during one of the timeouts. A turnover by Penwood on that possession. McDowell bringing it up for Chichester. Going to try and get something going. And McDowell, good dish. Hancock blocked.
That was a good dish there, but Great recovery by the Penwood defense.
Massenberg just throwing himself towards the rim, gets the foul call, and that's the benefit. If you're attacking downhill, you keep yourself seemingly under control. Most of the times, the referees are going to side with you.
Absolutely, and he's been attacking the rim all game, and we want to continue to see that because that opens up everybody else. When you got to close in on the driver, you got to open everything else for your shooters and everybody else that's crashing the boards behind you.
Massenberg now with a chance to give the Patriots the lead back. And he will. Knocks down the first. 5'11" junior guard. Off on the second. Barkley going to get the board. On the other end, Saeed trying to work his way to the rim. Get another whistle. Quick sub. Massenberg coming off. Boyma Kai coming in. Hankins up at the top. Nearly 2 minutes to go in this half. And just like 2 nights ago, back and forth. Hotly contested game.
And we haven't seen Fana in this whole second quarter.
We have not. The reverse layup, no good. Now Hancock pump fakes it first, gets the contact he needs, goes up with it, draws the foul.
And that's what you want to see down there with those bigs now, to get them up and get the foul. And see the look down low, the reversal off the glass, rebound with the up fake and the foul. Shooting 2 at the line.
For Hancock, he's now 3 of 3 from the line. I say that fully knowing that if he misses the next one, that one's on me for saying he was perfect from the line. All locked back up at 22. Hancock knocks that one down. His match's free throw total from 2 nights ago was 4 for 6 from the line.
Chichester coming back with the full court press. They're going to put pressure on the ball from Penwood, see if they can force a mistake.
And they're going to get Mazen Saeed with the foul call. That's his 3rd already. They're saying he was holding on the inbound. Playing defensively, got a bit of the jersey.
And that is a no-no in any sport.
Nah, yes. 5 yards and automatic first down. And some, in this one, we are in the bonus and we will head to the line. Massenberg knocks the first down again. And Massenberg is up to 7 points. Officially his team's leader. Game slowed down considerably here. We're getting some whistles. And the rim was friendly to him. Rolls on in. 24-23. Hankins now in the corner for Chichester. Hankins drives baseline, reverse layup. It's good. Eagles back in the lead.
And that was a nice move, nice baseline reverse drive. And he's been looking for that the entire game. He was able to execute it on this drive just to take the lead.
McDowell with this pestering defense. Massenberg a lot to deal with. Now in the corner for Penwood. Nearly losing control, out of control. Hits the bottom of the backboard, out of bounds.
It's a bit of a cat and mouse game Coach Jones is playing with Coach Lindemann there. They went to the full court press and then they kind of took it away to see how they react to it. And that's what you're going to get when you got 2 guys that know each other so well. You're going to see how they're going to react to certain things.
Talking to Coach Lindemann before the game, he said, I wish I had a few more games before I had to play against Chichester and Coach Clyde Jones because he knows what I'm doing. He's aware of what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
As Hankins firing away from 3 off the mark. Offensive board. Wildrick, no good. That one's going to be out of bounds. Penwood basketball.
Well, I'm loving seeing the aggressiveness of Penwood going after the boards. I would like to see a little more boxing out getting some bodies on bodies, clearing them out of the paint.
Massenberg with it. McDowell on him. Trying to get some space. Move around. McDowell all over. And we're going to get an offensive foul. They're going to say use that hand to push off and gain some space heading downhill.
You got to keep that hand to your side. Can't get an extension with that arm. And they'll call you on that every time.
That's a second foul for Massenberg. And I think I just saw him give it a technical motion.
On a side note, when I was in high school, I had to have this chair in my head. They're saying the be aggressive chair. I had to have this chair in my head anytime I had to spell the word aggressive because I don't know. I don't know why that is, but they spelled it out and I was able to spell it out on my test.
So Massenberg gets called for a technical there. He did not like the call, the offensive foul call on him. He gets called for a technical, which puts Hancock at the line.
And that's something I know Coach Matt Lindeman does not like. As a high school player, as a high school coach, you always tell your players not to say anything to the referee because, that can happen. A technical can happen. Baseball, you can get thrown out of a game, whatever the case may be. And that's something that you don't want to add up technicals and give your opponent free chances to score. Luckily for Penwood, he was not able to knock down either one of those technical foul shots.
Yeah, Hancock unable to knock down, so now his free throw numbers look identical to the other night, 4 of 6. Dish there, Wildrick, short jumper gets it to go.
He's been looking for that short jumper all night. He's been able to get one to go just now. And, you want to be careful. Penwood needs to be careful of that for the rest of the game. He's been looking for that a lot.
And we'll work around Shillingsford out to Hinton. Hinton pulling up for 2. No good. Offensive board. That's a foul. Forward going to head to the line. He's already at 2 points. Take a look one more time.
As you see the shot going up. When Penwood able to get the rebound, and I've been saying it about Penwood, and I'm going to say it about Chichester, they also need to box out, put a body on a body.
First one goes for Forward. 6'3" forward for the junior class here at Penwood.
And all these things I say, understand it is early. It's only the second game of the season, so these guys are, coaches are going to shore these things up going forward as he misses the second foul shot.
The only thing that you can hope is when they look back at this film, they listen to your commentary. That's all. That's all you want. Wildrick has it up top. Chichester trying to work it around. McDowell. Good look to Hankins, who misses on the layup. Can't get it to go here at the end of the first half. So that is how we'll wrap it up here. The Chichester Eagles with a 27-25 advantage here on SFBN. We'll be back with the second half of this Del Val League matchup. Inside of the shoebox here at Penwood High School. A nice shot there. The 2009 PIAA State Championships banner for the Patriots and Chichester coach Clyde Jones and Penwood coach Matt Lindemann, excuse me there, know quite a bit about that.
Yeah, they coaching together in that magical run, that magical 2-season run that they had there, 2 or 3 season run actually, where they were in the state playoffs and made a deep run, and now they're rivals in the same conference now. But it's hard to believe that was so long ago. I see 2009. I'm thinking about it's 2021 now. It's hard to believe that was so long ago, but it was magical times. It was a great season, great memories from that season, and I know people of the community are starving for that feeling once again.
I won't tell you what grade I was in 2009. I'll make sure not to make you feel old on that one.
Do that to me.
As for the game happening tonight, I'm Ray Dunn, joined by Justin Watson. We've watched a back-and-forth competitive game. It's really just typical Chichester and Penwood over the last couple of seasons. The teams evenly matched, some mistakes early, but a couple of runs by the teams looking impressive. What did you see from that first half?
I saw a lot of filling out of each other. Really, I mean, they played each other the other night, but it's really a chess match between Matt Lindemann and Coach Clyde Jones. These guys know each other so well. First 2 games of the season, they play each other, and it's almost not fair if these guys playing each other first 2 games of the season. But there were some sloppy moments, there were some great moments, and a lot of things to improve on, a lot of things to work on. And going forward, I think. Going forward in the season, I think we're going to see a lot of improvement, a lot of things being shored up by both teams.
And that message at halftime, if you were the one delivering it, what would you have said to the Patriots trailing by 2 right now?
I would say just relax, play your game, communicate, talk with each other. You probably got to communicate extra loud because, as you can see, the guys are playing with masks on, and we're having our own trouble with masks on, talking to each other. We're sitting right next to each other. So, just communicate with each other. Trust each other, trust that everybody knows where they're supposed to be, and play basketball and have fun.
All right, well, the Patriots starting with the basketball. Dublin stepping in for a 2, knocks it down. This game's tied.
Absolutely, that was a great step in. Got around the defender, was able to pick and pop right there for the 2 points. That's what you want to see. Get the higher percentage shots. Get comfortable in your game, get comfortable in your offense.
Dublin up to 6 points, had 4 in the first half, 12 the other night. Now Hankins. Haven't heard a bit from him in a while. Now stepping into a 3, and he shuts me up, knocking that one down, giving Chichester the lead right back.
And Hankins has no problem putting up a shot. We've seen him put up shots around the basket, put up shots from the outside. He's no stranger to putting up a shot, and he's not shy with the basketball at all.
It's 10 points now for Hankins. A jumper there for Kenneth. Sayo Kenneth up to 4 points, and the teams are scoring.
And that was one of those, no, not yet, yes, great shot, great shot.
All dependent about that roll around the rim. McDowell trying to work his way around the corner. Draws a foul.
One thing to look at if you're watching on TV on your computers, Hankins, number 1 from Chichester, doesn't stop moving much. He moves around, and whoever's defending him, I hope you're in shape because you're in for a track meet tonight. He's running all over the place.
That was another conversation Coach Lindemann and I had before the game. At this point in the season, any given year, you're about 3 months into conditioning and into shape. Right now, you are about a week, 2 weeks into conditioning and into shape.
And this is where the discipline comes in, when kids have to, work out on their own and get into shape on their own, doing their own running and stuff like that. You can't get it all done at practice.
And on top of that, Penwood doesn't quite have the numbers they usually have in terms of people in the program. So a lot of these guys are playing in JV as well, and that game ended right before this.
Yeah, absolutely, and JV and varsity play right back to back, and there might be some guys playing on both rosters, and some of those guys they're pretty tired too, and they had a rough, fast-paced game in that game. So coming right back with a varsity game, it's gonna be a long night. You might still have homework to do. So it's the life of a student athlete.
Absolutely, a turnover by Chichester. Penn got it back. Another 2 from Kenneth. That one's off the back of the rim, fighting to get his own board. He doesn't, but his teammate comes down. Now he gets the board. Floater goes.
There you go. A long way to a good 2 points. Long journey to a short shot.
He's up to 6 points now. Patriots have a 1-point lead. This one firing away. It's a long look.
And here's the last possession by Penwood here to get the ball in. He shoots it at the top of the key there, bounces out. He's able to follow the shot. Both players on the same team. Then he gets his own shot back and is able to get it in. That's how you follow the shot. Stay aggressive. Keep hustling. Coach Matt Lindemann will always like that.
Penwood back with it. Working it around. Open look from 3. It's off the mark. Of a foul, however. Ball will stay
that foul
here.
might have been away from the ball. Yeah, that foul was away from the ball, away from the play.
Working in the post. They're going to get McDowell with the foul. He's working in the post. That's his second. Penwood going to keep the ball. Purnell, who put up that 3, is going to inbound. And quickly, McDowell heads to the bench. Wildrick going to take over for him for Chichester. Kenneth finding Dublin, firing away for 3.
Ooh.
Got it.
Nice shot from the outside. He looked real confident letting that one go. I think he knew it right from the release that one was going down.
Had the spacing, took the time, and let off a beautiful shot. Patriots with a 4-point advantage. So we're going to Hankins, a long 3, gets it to go.
Not shy to put that shot up. Hankins has been a problem for Penwood defense today. He's putting them up from all over the floor.
Hankins with 3 3-pointers now. Penwood working around Massenberg. Finding Kenneth down low, turns, easy layup.
I think he was surprised to be that wide open down that close to the basket.
We can see the eyes. We saw his eyes go real wide. He was expecting some contact when he turned around. Hancock. Foul call. And you get Dublin. Hancock a little bit bothered by a hand injury. As you can see, a little wrapping on his hand. Excuse me on that foul. They gave it to Purnell. Purnell's up to 3 now as Hancock gets the layup to go through some contact.
A lot of times with the shortened practice season, the inbound plays are kind of what suffers a lot. You kind of see a lot of confusion on the inbound plays, defensively and offensively. Chichester was able to execute there.
Great look by Massenberg. Ken, the shot is blocked. Now Hancock coming the other way. Layup. Nowhere close. We get a whistle.
Yeah, that was the blocking foul on Penwood. He was a little too deep under the basket. Not able to call that offensive foul, even though he was looking to draw the foul. He was a little too deep under the basket.
For Hancock, a good job at drawing the contact, getting that shot up. That'll be an opportunity at the line. 7 and 8 for him. Still off on the first. And of note there, Massenberg just picked up his 4th foul.
Must be something about that end of the gym where foul shots just aren't going in on that end of the gym. I don't know what it is.
Magnets. And that one's off the mark. Empty trip for Hancock.
The doors are open down there, so maybe it's a draft. Kick it out to the corner. There you go.
Working it inside. Schillingsford, good look, doesn't go. Gets the offensive board, doesn't get that one to go.
What did he call there? I didn't catch that.
Did not quite catch the call there. We're going to give
kicks out to the corner there, sees the man inside, gets the shot up, not able to finish, but it was a good look by Penwood all around. They look for them to go back to that play again if Chichester comes out in the same defense.
And now Saeed. Controlling up top, Hankins. The turn, tries to get a layup going, no good. One blocked. And the next shot well off the mark. Penn, going to come down with it. Purnell. Steal there now, Saeed. Saeed working down the floor. Saeed to the rim. And we got a foul.
Foul call on the baseline there. And the play before when Hankins driving to the basket. I love Hankins' aggressiveness and his determination to get to the bucket and get his game going. he's a very active player tonight, and I'm enjoying watching him play. I think we're probably going to see some good things from him this season.
Now another storyline to watch here. Purnell just picked up his 4th foul. So now there are 2 Patriots with 4 fouls. Purnell's going to check out. Saeed knocks down that first free throw. Saeed's up to 5 points. So 2 of this team's key pieces, and Massenberg and Purnell at 4 fouls, with 3:30 left in the 3rd quarter. Saeed's going to get that one to go. (38-37).
Chester's looking to get back to that press. Chichester, excuse me. So used to seeing Chester press.
Layup and the foul. Shillingsford gets that to go. Let's take one more look.
Great takedown on the baseline. Power step. He was able to go up and get the hoop and the harm there on the baseline. One shot at the foul line.
Shillingsford's done a lot of work on the defensive end protecting the rim. Haven't quite gotten on the scoreboard yet until that one. Off the mark. McDowell bringing it down. Patriots lead by 3. McDowell moving quickly, slows it up. Finding Hankins. Hankins, another deep 3, gets it to go. This one's all tied up.
And you see Hankins is not shy. As they're bringing the ball down, you can see Hankins waiting out there at the 3-point line. He's waiting. He knows already he wants to shoot that ball. Deep 3, knocks it down. You got to stay in front of him right now. He's feeling himself right now. He doesn't think anybody can stop him right now. And you got to put a body on him, because if you let him get his way, he's going to hurt you all night long.
And it's one of those players where you almost feel like you have to exaggerate how far out you're going to chase him down, because Hankins is taking those shots from well beyond the 3-point line. They have to step out and really overcommit sometimes and get a hand in his face.
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of the way the game is going now, where the further out you can shoot, the further out you will shoot. And I can remember coming up, if you took a shot from way out there, you better make it, because if you don't, you're not going to see the game for the rest of the night. So he was able to get out there, and he was very confident in that shot. As soon as he knew he was going to shoot this ball, as soon as he got it, he was just waiting for his opportunity, and he was able to knock that down. Didn't touch the rim at all, nothing but net.
So 3 threes in the half for Hankins, 4 overall. Hankins is up to 16 points. Again, had a tough go of it in the first game of the season. Even though Chichester was able to come out with a 53-51 win, he only had 2 points, did not make a shot from the field. Those 2 points came from the free throw line. So a nice bounce-back game for him. They're expecting a lot out of him this season. And coming out of the timeout.
Sometimes those first game jitters will get you, you know. You come out so excited, you're not able to play your game, but it looks like he settled into his game now, and he's able to do what he wants with the ball.
Penwood trying to break the press, methodically up the floor. Shillingsford holding on. Player cuts, a little bit of contact, ball tipped away, and nothing comes of it. Akai had the ball up top, draws the foul. And
little push, little nudge there. Ref caught it. The referee's going to be able to see that every time from that angle.
McDowell up to 3 fouls. He'll check out. So Saeed coming back in the game. Fouls looking to become a storyline here. Saeed himself has 3 fouls, so it might be an alternating action for the 2 lead guards for Chichester. Very interesting pass there. Now Dublin for 3. Got it.
He knew that. He knew as soon as he let that go, that was going down. Dublin for 3. Penn looking to swing the ball around, find that open shooter. They were able to do it. They stayed patient, played their game.
Dublin's shot has looked very good in this second half. He's got 2 threes now, up to 8 points in the half. That turnover, Shillingsford able to grab it. Dublin with it once again. He's going to try and make something happen with the dribble. He does not. Shillingsford's layup no good. They have a tussle for the ball. Jump ball possession arrow favors Chichester. A good look there. Just not able to capitalize for Penwood.
Very good look. Just wasn't able to finish on that. And He'll finish that 99 out of 100 times, but that time just wasn't able to finish.
Now Saeed working to Hankins. Hankins, a three from the parking lot, no good. And Penwood coming down with the board. Coming from the corner dish, Shillingsford working towards the bucket. Layup is good. Patriots up to a 5-point lead.
Made good use of his body there, getting the ball between him and the defender. He was able to maneuver around in the air and lay that off the glass for the 2 points.
So right there, sealing off the defender with his body, creating some space, and now a 5-point lead. Hankins attacking the bucket. Does not go. We're going to get a foul called on Chichester.
As you see here, Penwood getting the rebound, getting the ball down court. Gets in the corner, he's able to get baseline. He sees the big man in the paint. Able to maneuver and get that ball in the bucket. 2 points there. Great job by Penwood. And you're seeing a little bit of frustration coming out from the Chi team right now, where they're not able to execute some things they want to do. Penwood's putting a little pressure on them and executing.
Risky pass. Doesn't end up in a turnover. Very much well could have. And now the turnover on the walk. As Akai got moving a little too fast. Didn't bring the ball with him. 45-40, just over a minute left in this third quarter. Penwood got off to a hot start in this game, jumped out to a 10-0 lead. Chichester responded with an 11-0 run, and since then it's been back and forth. Now Saeed for Chichester. They're going to say that one's off of Penwood. The Eagles will keep the ball.
Yeah, this game has been a back and forth game all night. It's an extended ping pong match.
Hankins from the corner off the mark. Offensive board out to Wildrick. That's off the mark. And now a tie-up down low. Possession arrow will favor Penwood.
And Wildrick, that's not where we've been seeing him shoot the ball from tonight. And I think he was a little bit open. He saw an opportunity to make a shot out there, but didn't work out for him in that situation.
Now turnover gets it back to Chichester. Shillingsford fighting for the board. I'm going to say that went out on him. Keeping the ball with Chichester. And Wildrick and DJ Anderson, two forwards, young sophomore forwards for this Chichester team. As Hankins fires away a three off the mark. Saeed with the board. Hankins, a lot of moving parts. Shillingsford blocking that one back. And a good job protecting the bucket. Ooh. Saeed getting a little bit of a tie-up. A little bit of ping-pong there. Now Penn, we're going to come up with it. Ooh, we got a foul there coming across. Hankins tried to swipe at the ball, ended up grabbing a hand.
It's a crazy little series we just had just there. As you see, tried to get the ball inside, but Penn was able to steal the ball. Get the ball to the outside. As he's able to save the ball, he goes up to take the shot, goes up to lay the ball in, and he gets yanked down by the Chi player. Goes down a little bit hard, but he's a big boy. He can handle it. He goes to the foul line to shoot two.
Yeah, Ballard going to take two. 1 of 2 from the line so far. First one, friendly roll, gets it to go. And I was getting to a point about Wildrick and Anderson, the two sophomore forwards for Chichester. Anderson's father is 6'9", Wildrick's father is 6'7". Right now the two of them are 6'3". You got to imagine, in the next few years, if they project out in height the way their dads are, that's going to be a scary combo down low for Chichester.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure Coach Clyde Jones can't wait for that to happen. I know he's waiting in the wings. He's already got plans together for that in the next few years.
And Hancock going towards the bucket. We're going to get a foul call instead. Foul going to go against Kenneth. Sayo Kenneth, that is his third.
That's great research by you, by the way. Knowing the height of their dads, that's great research.
Chichester assistant coach Dom Amoroso and I go back a little way. Nice to catch up with an old friend and talk as we come to the end of this third quarter. That wasn't going to count anyways. Got a lot closer than I thought, though. A little bit of a run here by Penwood to end the third quarter. They've got a 47-40 lead. Stick around for the end of this one in the fourth quarter here on SFBN. Welcome back into the shoebox here at Penwood High School. I'm Ray Dunn, joined by Justin Watson, and we've had a very interesting ball game so far. Penwood starting to pull away in that third quarter. What did you see in that action?
Yeah, I saw Penwood looking to really execute their offense and defensively frustrate the Chichester basketball team. They were more active. They were putting more bodies on bodies, as I was saying earlier, boxing out. Forcing Chichester into mistakes. They were being active in the paint because, as we saw in the second quarter, we saw Chi look to get into the paint a lot more, and it looked like Coach Lindemann put something in to counteract that. So, that worked out a lot for Penwood in that third quarter, giving them a 7-point lead.
Now, the all-important fourth quarter. Penwood, that 7-point lead, as you mentioned. Start off this game hot. Chichester responded, and since then it's been back and forth battle until the end of that third quarter. Looking at some of the leaders, Hankins for Chichester up to 16 points, having himself a day. Abdullah Dublin up to 12, matching his total from 2 nights ago. As your leaders on each side. And Saeed bringing it up for Chichester. McDowell back in the game. Good look down low, gets the defender up into the air. Hankins trying to make something happen. Working his way to the rim, draws the contact and gets it to go.
Like I said, he's not shy about it at all. As you see him, he's out of the 3-point line right now. He's determined to get these points as he gets the jab step there, gets the defender off of him, gets down baseline, gets near the bucket, gets the contact, the hoop and the horn. Now he's at the line to shoot one.
Josh Hankins is quite the athlete. He'll be going Division I for baseball, going to Coppin State. An interesting little anecdote about him over the summer. A lot of baseball happening, but they said no matter how much baseball he had, he was not missing these practices as Saeed gets the offensive board on the missed free throw and puts it in for 2. Quick 4-0 run to start this quarter by Chichester.
Coppin State, one of my school rivals, playing baseball. And we had some battles with Coppin State coming up, and I guess I'm going to see him on the baseball field in this season too, as I'm the coach of the Penwood baseball team. So.
Sure you will see.
I'm not going to pitch to him.
Saeed got the foul too. And that layup off the mark. Penwood coming down with it. And working that one down low. Sent back. Crawford tried to float one in. Chichester said no. Hankins with it now. Saeed working to the rim. No good. Board by Fofana. They're going to get a foul.
This first 43 seconds of the game looks like Chi has come out with a lot more energy in this fourth quarter. So we'll see how, what their plans were. Maybe they were holding back a little bit. I doubt it, but maybe they held back a little bit just to come out with that fourth quarter energy, come out and finish this game.
How about the star of that end of the first quarter run by Chichester, Usman Fofana? I hadn't heard his name a lot over the last 2 quarters, pretty much. Has 6 points. Now gets himself to the line. You just say he's a glue guy. He's just constantly with energy. Gets the first one to go.
Definitely a high energy guy as he knocks that free throw down there. I expect to see him be a lot more active in this fourth quarter with being down in the paint with the Penwood bigs being more active. So he's going to have his work cut out for him as well as the Penwood bigs trying to contain him.
Second one off the mark. Penwood able to come down with that. Schillingsford coming down with it. Purnell running himself into a double team. Hankins got to it and got a timeout. Quick 5-0 run by the Eagles, and they're right back in this.
And that's definitely not something that Penwood wanted to see there. They got to communicate on that. When they see that double team coming, somebody's got to come out and be ready to help out the ball. I was going to say the ball carrier, but the point guard there in that situation. As soon as he hit the half court, they put in that situation where they want to get over and double the ball handler. And what he had going against him, he was in the corner. Mm-hmm. So it was almost a trap situation where, not only do you have the 2 defenders against you, but you got the sideline and the half-court line against you now. So you got 4 defenders that you really got to worry about now, and nobody was coming to help him get rid of the ball. So that's what's going to happen. So they got to be more. It has to be more communication. It has to be a lot more help given when the pressure is coming.
And I mentioned earlier, Chichester really wanted to try and dictate the pace of this game. They felt, even though the win on Tuesday night, they weren't really able to execute the way they had wanted to coming into that game. right now, this first 50 seconds or so, 51 seconds of the fourth quarter, they've got Penwood moving at the speed they want to see them. So now it's up to Penwood here to really get back into their rhythm, get back to what was working, get back to what got them that 7-point lead at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely right, Ray. I mean, what we're seeing right now is kind of what we were seeing after the 10-0 run from Penwood in the first quarter. We saw the confidence of Chai able to dictate what Penwood was going to be doing with the ball.
Corner three off the mark. Fofana with the offensive board, trying to go up with a floater, no good. Another offensive board. Hankins got it, now out to Saeed. Saeed trying to work his way to the paint. Not much doing, but gets it out to McDowell. Fofana once again showing the energy, getting the offensive board.
Somebody right there in the paint. They don't see him, but he was wide open in the paint.
Saeed kicking it to Hankins. Hankins for three off the mark. Shillingsford with the board.
And he's not going to stop shooting that, so you better be ready to close out on him, put a hand in his face.
Massenberg getting back into the game. He's got 4 fouls, sat out quite a bit at the end of that third quarter. Massenberg inside to Shillingsford. And now a bit of a tie-up going on, and ball's ripped away by Fofana, and we'll get a timeout from Chichester.
Ooh, and give him the timeout on that. See, from our perspective, I don't know what they were able to see at home, but from our perspective, they really didn't need to call the timeout because there wasn't a tie-up there. But it's a smart move by Coach Jones calling that timeout because you don't want the jump ball situation. Because I believe, I'm not sure, does the jump ball go back to Penwood? I know they opened the quarter with the possession. So, but they do want to keep the ball down there. They want to keep possession of the ball, keep control of the ball, and be able to tie this game up, or maybe even take the lead on this next possession.
And that's even a gut thing. I think that timeout came from Hankins. I think that was a Hankins-Fofana kind of discussion right there between the two of them. It's a gut reaction.
Yeah.
We got the ball. We're going to the ground. Let's get a timeout. Let's not risk the tie-up. You're not really thinking situationally in what's happening.
Right.
That's
Especially
one of those,
this early in the quarter.
Right. You're just thinking, this is what was taught to me. I got to do it. I'm going to practice it right now. And it works out for them. They get the possession. McDowell working across court. Hankins back to Saeed.
Like a three-quarter situation.
McDowell. Saeed trying to work that inside. Swat away by Shillingsford. Penwood going to take over Purnell. Working it to Massenberg. Massenberg working his way into a double. Going to go over the half-court line. And, we got a timeout.
That was 2 possessions in a row where Chichester had the man down low. In the first possession, they did not look to get him the ball, and in this one they did. Unfortunately for them, they lost the ball, but I think that was kind of a setup situation where maybe you want to put your defender to sleep a little bit, make him think that you're not seeing this guy down there. Maybe you can law off of the big man for a little bit down close. But as anybody knows, if you're a big man in the basketball game, you don't law off anybody that's in the paint. You got to make sure that you control the paint and you dominate anything that's in there.
Interesting there. I believe Penwood got the timeout right there as Massenberg was losing control of the ball. They got a timeout to save the possession for them. Right now, it's stagnant on offense. They're not running through their rhythm, really. They've let Chichester take over the control of this game. In the timeout, what are you saying right now?
I'm saying right now, of course, first thing I'm going to say, everybody relax. Let's get ready to play our game. I'm looking to get the ball into the bigs. The bigs are right now kind of dominating this game in a sense. I'm looking to get some high percentage points, some high percentage shots. I want to get something close. I don't want to look for the 3-point play right now. I don't need that right now. I just need a bucket. I need to get that pressure off the shoulders of my team. And, an easy bucket, a high percentage shot will do that.
Penwood will get the basketball. Massenberg trying to work his way towards the rim, swatted away by Hankins. Hankins on the break, working his way to the rim. We're going to get a block.
Ooh.
And that foul is going to go against Kenneth.
As you see, Hankins getting the steal there, taking the ball down. There's an interesting call there as he stopped. It didn't look like he was going for the shot. He stopped his dribble, pulled his dribble up, and the defender fell. He called the block on the contact there.
We're going to get a 1-on-1 situation.
Okay.
Hankins. 1 for 1 from the line so far. Knocks that one down. So now 47-46 off the mark. Schillingsburg coming down with the board, and interesting storyline to follow here. I've been alluding to fouls. Now 3 of the 5 Penwood starters at 4 fouls. So got to be careful.
Definitely got to be careful right now. And maybe that's why you won't see him going to the bigs too much, because that's when you get into your foul situation. So that's a bad situation for Penwood and being a young team. This is what you call a learning situation for them.
Chichester getting it back, and if you're Chichester, the next message in the timeout has to be attack, attack, attack.
Absolutely, because you want to they're already in foul trouble. Get some of those guys out of the game. Get some of those guys with 4 fouls, and some of the guys that are causing you some trouble. Get them out of the game.
McDowell now with it. Attacking the lane, real easy coast.
Nice take.
Diggs for 2. Just like that, Chichester has an 8-0 run to take the lead. Dublin trying to work his way to the bucket. Contact, no call, misses. Able to pull that one down. Diggs saving that from going out of bounds. Gets to Hankins, and Chichester is back in business. Well, we thought about it, then pulled up on it, and you could see he just didn't have the flow on that shot.
Didn't have it, but that's not going to keep him from shooting. I guarantee you that. And look for Penwood to get the ball into Dublin a lot more going into the home stretch here. I know they depend on him to get some things done. So look for Dublin to get some things done in this fourth quarter.
They tried to get it to Dublin. And I say that one went off of Dublin.
Ooh, I'm not sure about that call there. It did go off the Penwood player, but I think it went off the Chi player last. But I'm not here to talk about that too much. It's just my first game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait till next week.
Got to remember it's early season for the referees too.
Absolutely.
McDowell with it. Screen from Diggs. He's going to try and work to the corner. Hankins off the mark. That one goes out of bounds. Fafana trying to save it.
Get a little bit more leg under that shot for Hankins, and he's leaning back a little bit on that shot too, and that's why it came up short. Could be a little bit of fatigue setting in for him.
Dublin into a double. Again for a travel. We are over 4 minutes into this fourth quarter. Patriots still without a point. As Chichester's controlled the quarter, scored 8 straight. And now the Eagles have another chance. Control possession here, McDowell. Hankins, who's been the star. Hankins finding Fofana down low. Shot blocked. Schillingsford having himself a day. On the other end, Massenberg going up. And it'll be 2 at the line.
That was a good, healthy take by Massenberg there. He knew he was either going to get the bucket or he was going to get the foul there. And that's a big body coming in down there, too. It's one that nobody wants to get in front of. As you see, he got the harm there on the baseline. He was, like I said, he was either going to get the bucket or the foul, one or the other. He's just got to make it count here at the foul line.
That one off the mark.
I get a little bit more leg under that. This is the fourth quarter, second game of the season. Sometimes you will see shots fall a little bit short. There you go.
And Massenberg knocked down the second. So now 6 of 8 from the line, up to 9 points. McDowell, jumper, got it.
Nice shot.
Chichester back in the lead.
Nice shot by McDowell there, right on the elbow. Somebody come help. There you go.
Massenberg working downhill once again. Throw to the corner. Fofana read it perfectly. Intercepts the pass. And Saeed bring it up. Hankins, you can tell the senior there. Slow it up. Slow it up. They've got the lead. Try and work methodically. Saeed breaks the double team. Headed to the rim. Pass to the corner. McDowell for 3 off the mark. Tries to save it and throws it off of forward and out of bounds.
And as this fourth quarter is coming down the home stretch, you're seeing the intensity intensify by Chichester, and Penwood needs to match that intensity if they really want to stay in this game. Chichester could pull away the way Penwood's playing right now. I know they're in foul trouble, but You still got a game to play.
And now McDowell working towards the rim. Good defense, Bullard just using his body to get in the way. Gets a shot that comes up short. Dublin blocked. Fofana sending it back. Another attempt there. Sent back, and it's going to stay here with Penwood.
Tough situation there. It took a little bit to bring that ball back up, trying to gather himself, get his balance and everything back underneath of him. And there's 3 child defenders right there ready to eat that shot up.
That might be one of those where you go with the pump fake.
Oh, yeah.
Massenberg with it in the corner. Draws a double. This one tipped out of play.
Keep getting in trouble in the corners. They double us. Get in the corners, they're doubling. So somebody's got to be ready to get into the open space to get the ball.
Massenberg knocked away, tried to go up with a shot there. Now kicking out for 3. Ooh. Off the mark. Shillingsford tried to grab it, could not. Saeed pulling it in for Chichester. And now with under 2 minutes left, the Eagles with a 2-point lead have the ball. Afford to just run some time if you don't get the pressure on you. McDowell working in. Fofana trying to get 2. Ball comes up short, gets the offensive board again. Hankins out to Saeed. Saeed sizes up a 3 and knocks it down. A 5-point lead now for Chichester.
That's the last thing Penwood needed right there. It was a sequence where Chichester got everything they wanted in that situation, and the shooter Saeed was able to take his time to knock down that 3.
Big shot for Saeed, the guard there, so high on for the Eagles. And now with just over a minute left, the Patriots have a 5-point deficit to try and work their way back from. An offensive foul.
And as you see, Chichester being patient in their offense, got the bigs on the corner there. I call that the Chris Webber move there. Coming off with the rebound, kicking it out to Saeed as he has all day to shoot the ball. Nobody came to close out on the shooter.
Now
knocks it down.
Back to game action here. We got McDowell tied up in a double, but Chichester gets the timeout. So with 51 seconds left, the Eagles have a 53-48 lead. Saeed knocked down the 3. The sophomore point guard now is up to 11 points. And
that last sequence there that we just showed, where Saeed was able to knock down the 3-pointer, he had about 2.5 seconds before he shot the ball. Nobody looked to close out on the shooter. And that's something that I know the coaching staff at Penwood, the entire coaching staff at Penwood is going to address, because that can't happen in any situation. Everybody out here can shoot the ball a little bit. You got to close out on shooters. You got to at least get in their face. You got to at least make an attempt to get out there to make them do something different. The longer they get to look at that shot, the more chances they are that they're going to knock that down. He had nobody on him for at least 6-7 feet, and that just cannot happen in this situation. As you saw, he knocked that ball down.
And this is good late game experience for Saeed. Really, this sophomore class they've put together, 5 sophomores have played together now since middle school. They've all come up through the ranks, JV, and you're going to see this class get more time as the season goes on. But the leader and the stalwart of this program going forward, they expect to be Saeed. He's a really good facilitator and clearly has shown an ability to score up to 11 points here tonight.
And he's very calm and patient too. You know, he hasn't rushed anything that he's had going on tonight. He's had some shots blocked. He's had the ball stolen, but he hasn't rushed. He hasn't changed his pentameter of what he's been doing. So, he's doing a good job. He's very calm and he's very poised for a sophomore.
And they're going to get Purnell for a foul on the inbound. That'll be 5.
And he's one that he's been putting in work today. He's been doing a lot of things that you may not see on the stat sheet, and he's made a big difference for this team tonight. And hopefully the guys can step up and pull this out for him. But he's one that he doesn't have to hold his head. He's been playing very hard the entire game.
He finishes with 6 points. Just got tied up there. Now at the line, McDowell knocks the first one down. So Ramir McDowell, known for his defense, so far in this game has 4 points. He knocks down that second one. And now it will be his team on defense. 55-48. The Patriots need a response, and they need it quickly. Dublin again to Shillingsford. Shillingsford looking for some help. This one, a 3 on the way, off the mark. Massenberg pulls it down, out to Dublin. Dublin, long 2, no good, off the mark. Shillingsford tips it again. Dublin gets himself some space, and the layup goes. 55-50, we're under 20 seconds. Chichester trying to work it in. Back to Hankins.
Got to look the foul.
Now McDowell has it, and we're working close to 10 seconds. We'll get a foul.
At this point, it really doesn't matter who fouls. I know a lot of guys have 4 fouls, but with 10 seconds left in the game, doesn't matter who fouls. You got to stop the clock.
And they managed to avoid one of the guys in foul trouble. Evan Bullward was the one that fouled on that one. McDowell now headed to the line. Smooth on that one. Up to 5 points. 56-50, 10 seconds left here, and it appears like Chichester's going to go to 2-0 as he knocks that one down.
Yeah, and that shot right there should probably all but seal it here for the Chichester Eagles.
So a huge fourth quarter on their part. They trail by 7 coming into the quarter as Massenberg off on that one, and the clock is going to run out in this one. Chichester at a 2-0. They go on a 17-3 run in the fourth quarter to beat the Penwood Patriots here in the shoebox. And back-to-back games, you get to see a lot of a team in this early season action. To sum up what we saw today, Justin, what are you thinking?
Well, like I said, you're working with 2 young teams here. There's a lot of learning. There's a learning curve, a lot of chemistry that has to happen. And I'm hoping and I'm thinking that this team has learned a lot about themselves in these 2 games. And I know the coaching staff here at Penwood, they're going to go back and look at the film, see the things they need to improve on, see the things they need to shore up on, maybe some changes they may have to make, some adjustments that they'll have to make. And, I'm sure they'll be back in the groove, when it comes time for the next game. But, there's a lot to learn, and these guys need to know that some of the things that they got to learn from these things and be able to apply what they've learned into the game, into the action. And I'm sure that's something that they'll be able to do. As we see Coach Mike Shallon coming on over here. How you doing, Coach?
All right, from Penwood High School, the final score 57-50 in favor of the Chichester Eagles. For Justin Watson, I'm Ray Dunn. Thank you for tuning into SFBN for this presentation of Del Val Boys Basketball.